Hi, if you're born on 6th, 15th, 24th, then you come under Mulank 6, which is ruled by Venus. And we are going to understand how your number is going to get impacted by the energies of 2025, which falls under the energies of the planet Mars. We have all heard women are from Venus and men are from Mars. Venus is all about love, romance, beauty, art, creativity, fond of finer things in life, and also wealth. So that you can fulfill your aspiration for luxury, for the fine tastes that you have. Venus is also attraction, a life of comfort, indulgences, sensuality, security, material security, and also emotional security. That's why you would see that there's an immense desire of love in you and giving love to others. Mars um, is all about courage, ambition, soldier, athletic nature, aggressive, passion, it's also discipline and dedication because Mars is also a soldier. And this is the number nine, the year of number nine, which is all about completion of one thing so that you can move on to the next phase and so that you're ready for the year of Sun, which is next year. Now, overall, this is going to be a very passionate year for you. You would want to experience things, with full zeal and zest for life. There would also be a lot of passion in you about what you want to do. You would take a lot of bold steps this year, towards everything that you desire, which is material desire, which is emotional desire. Um, Although I feel that, it's going to be more in your relationships than at work, that you would carry out this bold energy, or your relationship could be a driving factor to also make you work very boldly and harder in your work. Um, Overall, because it's a Mars Venus energy, this might be a very libidinous year for you, wherein you would want a lot of sensual pleasures, high libido, wanting good food, fine drinks, branded clothes, and you would generally see yourself getting very attracted to good and the finer pleasures of life, living life in a very fine and in a luxurious manner. That would be a desire that you would have very strongly this year. And for many, the needs of love, pleasure would be very heightened. Especially if you're single, it may also lead to a lot of loneliness this year. Because you know how a soldier or a defense force personnel has to go and fight it out all alone, and they just seek that emotional support because they don't want to do it alone anymore. One advice here would be this year might get you invested in a lot of indulgences. It could be anything from travel to food to alcohol to smoking to sensual pleasures. So one advice right here would be stop being rajasic in nature. Stop being, thinking that, oh, now I deserve all kingly and queenly pleasures. Because Mars would tell you to first be practical, to be a bit more focused. Let's first talk about your relationships now. You're going to take some very bold steps for love this year. This year, it's like, you would be taking charge of responsibilities in love. If you're single, you would be driving ahead relationships. You would be very active in dating. I mean, for singles, this is going to be an extremely eventful year. It's almost like that I have to find that one. I have to find that one person for me now. I need to have someone in my life. This could also make you very controlling in love, like you would want to have a lot of control in love. And this is not necessarily in a negative way. Like I said, you would want to take charge of your love life. You would want to take charge of your relationships. This is also very two loyal energies coming together, especially if you're committed. You would be very, very loyal to your partner, and your partner might become like a driving force when it comes to your life and how you want to build your life with them. Now, one thing, and this is going to be for very select and very few people, it's a bit tricky. So try and understand in the right manner, observe your own life patterns, and only take what resonates from this particular statement. Um, One is passion, which is good. The other one is obsession, high passion. So what can happen is it can also start the cycle of abuse, of physical violation, or too much criticality in a relationship. It might happen to you. You might be doing it to somebody. More chances of you could also be doing it to somebody because you would demand submission. You would demand uh, commitment if you're single and if you're coming across people who are not showcasing their commitment. And this might be demanded by being more critical to your partner or by, driving them beyond what they can take. There's also a chance that if it happens to you, you might feel a bit exploited and being taken advantage of. This is especially relevant for all those who are Libra rising signs or Libra ascendant, or if you're Aries, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So you might want to be a bit careful of that. And specifically these ascendants in Mulank 6 only, not generally all ascendants. If you're Mulank 6 and you're in ascendants like Libra, Aries, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, then for very few people, there is a scope of this. So beware of a lot of aggression or reactivity in relationships, or falling into such relationships and thinking, oh, that's passionate, oh, that's love, that's toxic. However, if you're single, like I said earlier, you'll be kissing a lot of frogs and birds this year. And you might be very motivated to have a happening love life because this year you are looking for the one. So you'll be very bold, very confident in reaching out to people regarding showing your interest. You would be having like a go-getter energy, when it comes to your relationship. So if I like this person and if they meet my requirements or what I'm looking for in a partner, I would want to chase them. One thing that might happen for women specifically, even for men, but I'll first talk about women. You might get very keen on using your body language, your mannerisms, your physical appearance to attract love. Like, in Hindi, we say ada and nazakat. There might be an increase of that in you this year because you would just want to come across as desirable. And if you're a man, be a little aware of the fact that, you may have a bit of an attitude that is about like, showing that I'm better than the rest. A little bit of like building certain illusions about what you bring to the table. Or like suppose if you're going to be dating someone and if you're single, you might want to take them to like the best places, might want to shower them with love gifts because stereotypically in society point of view, that's what's expected out of a man, that they are the provider. So you might dial up more on that. Okay. All that's good as long as male, female doesn't matter. If you attract the right partner for right reasons, then it's all right. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do. In other relationships in your family, with your friends, you might come across as a bit self-absorbed this year, as if they're very invested in themselves right now. They're very focused on just building themselves. You also might be, in that energy that I just want to focus on me, want to have a partner, want to have that emotional security, want to have my material security, and it's first me and then everybody else. I don't care about other people right now. Now let's talk about your career. So again, you will be taking a lot of bold steps in your career because you want to build that pleasurable life. So naturally your risk-taking capacity is going to increase and you might do it in a very calculated manner because, the inner monologue it's going to be, I want to live in luxury, in a grand manner. Because of which it is also suggested that, be a little aware of not being impulsive. Like, your desire for living might come also as an impulse. I'll give an example. Like, suppose you see everybody in the summertime traveling to Europe, and you might decide to go to Europe because, you also want to experience that, only to come back and realize that you really broke your bank. And it was a very financially impractical decision. So why you got the desire, but it was not practical. So be a little bit more intelligent with your finances, with your career choices this year. Be more diplomatic, which I feel would anyway come a little bit naturally to you this year, because your ultimate goal is going to be, I want to stabilize myself. I want to build that material wealth this year. And I mean wealth, not just like security, but wealth. Um, Building on the previous example, like instead of maybe going to Europe, you could have chased a freelance job. You could have dialed up on your hard work for this year so that maybe next year you could have fulfilled your Europe desire. That is how you need to take this year. Let all your desires drive you towards working hard instead of you sitting down to fulfill those desires, even if it comes at an impractical financial cost. Be very aware why you're taking certain decisions. Have your why in place. You want good things in life, yes, but first take the necessary good actions that are needed for that good life. Now coming to your health, physically you're going to be working on yourself so much this year. You're going to be glowing from looks to your skin, to skincare, to good clothes, to workout, to finding like your style. You would just be focusing on all to look like very toned, very fit, very perfect this year. You might have actually also spent quite a lot, on certain brands and certain skincare products because, you would really want to have that regime. You would want to really bring out your true self this year. It is also advised to carry out physical workout or physical activity this year. That's a general advice for this year for everybody. And like I said, first chase the right things, right food, right workout, right water intake, and then see that if it's bringing the desires that you have, which is of the body that you want, the style that you want. Overall, your traits are going to be like, about zeal and zest for life. You want to live well, you want to look well, you want to indulge very properly in things, which means that I only want to go to fine dining places. So maybe if I can't afford 4 in a month, I'll go to like 1 or 2 in a month. But if I go out, it needs to be fancy. It needs to be good. Also, for many people, you're going to be very, very involved in cooking this year. You would enjoy cooking from a very renewed lens. You would want to like beautify your home, beautify yourself, and everything is going to be like in a very dedicated manner. Um, Generally, your overall style, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself, you might make certain tweaks in that also because you want to be seen as desirable. You want to be seen as impressive. Almost like, part of your heart is saying, I want all eyes on me. I do feel this is going to be one of the most wonderful years for you. Um, Irrespective of what your life situation could be, I think you're going to feel very upgraded, like a glow up this year. So yeah, that was it for you, Mulank 6. Let me know how this video resonated with you. And I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. Also, do tell me how did last year go for you by checking your older Mulank video. Bye.